So today I'll share my thoughts on forgiving others. So the benefits of forgiving others, that's what I will share today. So when you look at, we'll start with a few incidents and we'll try to understand from that. So you are walking on the road. There are two people walking on the road. So one person is a very soft person, another one is a little rigid or hard person. So now they both are walking and there is a dirt on their shirt. Now suddenly somebody comes in front of them and tells them that there is something, there is dirt on your shirt. So immediately, what kind of a response each one of us do? So the soft person immediately takes the water and cleans the dirt on his shirt and he moves forward. So other person, he starts looking at the opposite person and then you have more dirt on your shirt. He starts saying that. So now there is a conflict, fight between both of them. Now other person says, then you have more dirt, why are you blaming me? And things continue like that. So this is what is our life. So when somebody blames us, we feel ourselves hurted. Both of them. In fact, if you look at the two personality that we discussed here, the soft person as well as the hard person, they don't like them to be blamed. That's the fundamental truth. The soft person intelligently removed the blemish, which is the dirt on his shirt, and moved forward. That's the intelligent way of living. Whereas the other hard person, if you look at, he rather started arguing about the opposite person, not looking to correct his dirtiness or blemishes in his soul. Same way, as we live in this world, we are our soul. The body is just the external representation. We have the soul. So we come across many different kind of a people in our life. So they come in our walk of life and then they say different kind of comments in our life. The comments can be little less in intensity or sometimes little severe as well, which might hurt and go inside and hurt us as well. So this is a typical problem that we face. So there are two parts here. One is there any correction that I need to do inside myself to improve? If there is a correction, then they need to work on and improve yourself. Now next come to the second part. Even though in your part there are no mistakes in your side, but still there is some comment keep on coming. Forgive him or her, whoever it is. So forgiving is a gift that you give it to yourself. Otherwise, let's say if I am not forgiving them, what will happen? So somebody comes and hurts you, and I start thinking about him or her many times in my mind. Several times the picture runs. He just hurted me once, but by creating many number of times such thoughts in my mind, I hurt myself many times. He just hurted me once, but several times I was thinking about that inside myself. And whenever I think about that person, I'm hurted. He's no longer next to me. He's no longer, sitting or standing, or I'm not even seeing him. So that means I'm not forgiving him. So if you develop the art of forgiving others, automatically you relieve your pain. So forgiving is the gift you give it to yourself, not to other person. So the moment you comes in your mind, okay, let me forgive him. I make many mistakes in my life. So it is time for me to forgive his mistakes. Now let us go a little deeper in the context why such incident happened in my life. So there are two things. One is it is connected to the karma. From the genetic center, you have the imprints in your soul or genetic center. Now, since due to the negative sinful imprints, when it comes out, automatically it attracts a person who will create pain on your life. As a result, somebody comes from outside and hurts you. So first is the problem is inside. That is why represented externally outside. That we need to very clearly understand. If you understand that, you will easily forgive him and you will move to the next level. There are many quotes I read about it. That is about the first to apologize is the bravest person. First to forgive is the strongest person. The first to forget is the happiest person. So you need to apologize also for your mistakes, and also you need to forgive, as well as you need to forget others' mistakes. These are the three things which you need to take care. Another one is, if you are not forgiving, you feel yourself inside a prison. For example, you take a parrot. The parrot is inside a cage. So when it is inside the cage, it might feel that it is living in a very safe world. But it is not so. It has wings. It needs to fly and do lot of things. The sense it needs to enjoy the beauties of the nature. Same way, by keeping the vengeance as a cover around yourself, as a protective layer around yourself, we confine ourselves. The moment you forgive, you free up all those burdens and hurts inside your soul. And automatically, your mind, freed up from all these things, you will start enjoy several beauties in this world. So whoever you see, you start learning the habit of forgiving others. The more and more forgive, more and more free your mind will be. I'll give one more example. You take a sponge and also you take a hard rock. Two things in our life. Now the sponge, if you take it, the sponge has, you give two, three punches to the sponge. What, it doesn't hurt the hand also, number one. Second, it comes to its original yes, position. It comes back to its original position. So its resilience comes back. So it doesn't hurt you also, it comes back to normal position also. Now take the rock. You hit several times. It hurts your hand. Now you take a hammer and hit the rock several times. It hurts the hammer, and prolonged period of hurts after the rock receives it breaks into two pieces. Same way, if you are very hard in our heart or hard in our mind, rigid in our mind, we get beaten up more and more than the other person. We should behave like a sponge. Take and pass it on. It pass all the punch to the earth. The sponge takes the hit, pass it on to the earth. So it also does not hurt the hand which hurts it, and also it also doesn't get hurt. So same way, somebody hurts you in your day-to-day life, if you allow them to just pass through, automatic, and also forgive others, automatically you feel safe, or you feel really free. First one or two occurrence you may feel so, but as you regularly make this as a habit, you will develop your personality significantly. Many times, this is one of the fundamental problem that you face wherever you go, work environment, family, relationship, everywhere. We are not able to forgive others. How can I forgive him or her? He has created so much pain in my life. How can I forgive him? This is a thought, it will come in your mind. But somehow you need to overcome from that. Unless you overcome, you are like a parrot sitting in the cage. Do you want to be a parrot sitting in the cage, or do you want to be a parrot flying in the forest or garden? So if you want your mind to travel beyond the worldly matters and enjoy the beauties of nature, then you need to learn the art of forgiving. So that is why forgiving is known as actually one of the gifts that you give it to yourself. And Jesus says, forgive others. Forgive even your enemies. Un pirane nesi. So unless you do that, it's very difficult. There are some scientific evidence also associated with this forgiving. There are many different research has been carried out. Two different emotional feelings strongly influence and develop the personality of a person. Number one, gratitude. Number two, forgiving. So, for example, after certain wars happened in the certain places, especially the September 11 events happened in the US and other few places where war happened. So few people who were doing research on forgiving, they started consoling all the people and started telling the people who were affected in the wars and asked them to forgive the terrorists and whoever created the mishap in their life. And they started practicing this for 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months. The people who started forgiving all the people who have created hurts in their life, they recovered from all their mishaps and illness and started living happily and recovered quickly. But those who have developed the habit of cursing with a vengeance in their mind, they were down and they were not able to recover at all. And there were many studies have been carried out in hospitals, They divided group of people into two set of people. People who they taught them the forgive others, and those were other people who are with vengeance feeling. Because of that only their illness even came into their life, especially the cancer patients they have taken. So the patients who have trained to forgive others quickly recovered from the death and the death threatening cancer, and they started living happily. So forgiving, it recharges your energy level significantly. So taking from a smallest level, take to the biggest level of hurts that you received in your life. Each and every small instance, if you start forgiving others, you become very light in your nature. Your anxiety and depression, it improves your mental health, sleep quality improves. Many people who are deprived of sleep because they are not able to forgive others. Repeatedly thinking about all those things, their BP increased, they are not able to sleep. So it improved the sleep quality, their anger reduced. Not only that, they are able to focus their energy onto the right direction. Otherwise, the mind is focused on the negative emotional feeling, and they are not able to productively use that energy. So that also it helped a lot. So fundamentally, forgiving is a psychologically healing yourself. So many ways the forgiving uh, helps you in many other forms. Now, if you look at somebody loves you or expresses love towards you with happiness, what do you feel? You feel very happy. Somebody expresses hatred towards you, you feel little bit disturbed inside. So hatred means double hatred. So somebody hates you, you also hate him, increases plus and plus, double hate, right? Somebody loves you, you also love him, then what? Harmonious relationship. Same way, if somebody is hating you, you need to supply more and more love towards him. That is what is even being shared in Tirukkural also. இன்னா செய்தாரை ஒருத்தல் அவர்னான நன்னயம் செய்யும். இன்னா செய்தாருக்கும் இனியவே செய்யாக்கள் என்ன பயத்ததோ சால்பு. So even for your enemies, you need to love them and do lot of good things to them. Unless you do develop that habit, spiritually succeeding is going to be very difficult. If you want to do meditation, travel deep in meditation, develop receive lot of energy, cosmic energy inside yourself, intuition, you want to shine up your intuition, all those things if you want, forgiving others is very important. Otherwise, vengeance will build up, that will create a stress inside, many diseases will be formed in your body. So these are all the some of the things which we need to do in our day-to-day life and take care of that actually. Another instance I'll tell you. For example, you gave 10,000 rupees to someone else. Somebody borrowed from you, and now he is not giving you back the money. You feel yourself little hurted. When he was borrowing at that time, he said all those things and he borrowed money from you. Now when you ask, he's not even responding, nobody calling you also. You feel yourself little hurted. Now another incident, let us park this incident. Another incident happened in your life. You just suddenly dropped your mobile down, got broken down, it's no longer working. So 10,000 rupees is a loss to you because the phone you are having is 10,000 rupees. Now what would you do? You will worry little bit, probably 5-10 minutes, probably throughout the day. Then you will buy a new mobile, start living. Will you ever worry for that mobile that got broken for 5 years, 10 years in your life? Not at all. The same way the other person also. Just that this is an object, you ignored it. He's also treat him like an object. Yes, he made a mistake, it's fine. And we need to forgive and move forward. For a mobile, you are able to forget or forget that incident in one day. But for a person who has created or a loss of a similar value in the money, carrying it for several years, is it not an act of foolishness inside yourself? So you should not do that. Spirituality is, that means you are attached to something. Because of your attachment, mental perception, you are behaving like that. So come out from all those small things. Then only you can, move up in the spiritual ladder and succeed yourself. For that, forgiving is one of the important, thing in our life. So, Gandhiji says, the weak can never forgive. Forgiving is an attribute of the strong people. Not only that, when you start forgiving others, you will be also forgiven for your mistakes. Because as you sow, so you reap. நீ எதை விதைக்கிறாயோ அதை அறுவடை செய்கிறாய். So when you forgive others, you will also receive, whenever you make mistakes, others will easily forgive many things in our life. Swamiji, when he was in Aliyar, one thief came and he was stealing a clock from the room. And normally everybody will shout and everything. Swamiji says immediately, take care of yourself, go carefully. He's not even shouting.
He's actually climbing down on the pipe.
Yes.
He's shouted at him, careful, careful, brother, don't. Like that he.
Yes. He was telling that, walk carefully, walk carefully. So he's not even, cursing him. He's just saying, Walter Valamudan, be blessed by the divine. And after a few days, he came back and, gave the clock back to him. So that is the power of forgiving others. Everybody faces such situation in our life. So let us learn the art of forgiving others and free ourselves from the emotional stress that we are facing. So with this, I will conclude. Let us all take one auto suggestion. Close your eyes. Be blessed by the divine. Today we learned the importance and benefits of forgiving. I know in my day-to-day life, many people hurt me in different forms. But I know how to forgive them. I forgive all their mistakes from this moment onwards. I am feeling myself freed completely. There is no longer pain in my heart and soul. I am feeling very blessed and pleased. I am feeling very blessed and blessed. I am forgiving everyone who have hurted in my life. It's all my karma who has created such incidents in my life. They have all helped me to relieve my karma in my life. As my karma got released, I became pure in my soul level. Since I became pure in my soul level, good thoughts coming in my mind, more happiness I am experiencing in my life. So in that way, I am forgiving them with more happiness. I'll continue to forgive more and more people with more happiness and enjoy this spiritual journey. Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க. So Deeptharapan will conclude.
Thank you, Master, for sharing this wisdom. Let us all bless Master Subramanian. Master Subramanian, வாழ்க வளமுடன். அவர்களுடைய அன்பு குடும்பம் வாழ்க வளமுடன். அவர்களுடைய அருள் தொண்டு வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you all for participating today. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine.
Thank you. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you. நன்றி.
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
செந்தில், நாளைக்கு மார்னிங் நீங்க வரீங்களா? யார் வராங்க? வாழ்க வளமுடன் செந்தில். நாளைக்கு மார்னிங் நீங்க